Hey guys, the Kentucky race, the Kentucky NASCAR Cup Series race, the Quaker State 400 just ended, and Kurt Busch gets his first win of the season, his first win with Chip Ganassi Racing. Matt McCall, his crew chief's first win ever, and it's Kurt Busch's 31st career win in the Cup Series. It was a great race, a duel with his brother Kyle Busch, which gets second. Kyle Busch won the second stage while Kurt Busch won the first stage, and Kurt Busch ultimately won the whole race. Erik Jones gets third. Erik Jones had a really solid day in the top 10. For most of the late part of the race, in the beginning, he was not doing really well, but he drove back up to a top 5, and I thought he may have a chance at winning. The last restart, he got to third, and then he got on the inside, made them 3 wide almost, but he just couldn't get it. Didn't have the grip with the PJ1 on the outside. Kyle Larson gets 4th. Kyle Larson did a good job all day. It's good for his playoff situation. Same with Erik Jones. Erik Jones is now only 2 points above the cut line, right above Ryan Newman, which is 2 points below. And Kyle Larson gets 4th in a good top 5 finish. Kurt Busch's teammate for Chip Ganassi Racing. Denny Hamlin gets 5th. Denny Hamlin, it's a really strong run for the Joe Gibbs Racing, teammate of Kyle Busch, Erik Jones, and Martin Truex Jr. Denny Hamlin, he already has 2 wins this year, won the Daytona 500 in Texas, but kind of stalls out a little. But it's not all his fault. He has some problems, and like he said in the interview after the race, he has lots of speed. Clint Boyer gets 6th. Clint Boyer, at the beginning, just dropped like a rock, but got back up to 6th. Clint Boyer, good for his playoff situation as well. He was leading for a while, and good top 10, solid for Clint Boyer. Joey Logano gets 7th. Joey Logano and Kyle Busch were dueling it out before the final restart at the end, and Joey Logano gets 7th place. Really dropped on that final restart. He wasn't too happy about it, but it's still a top 10. He's already got 2 wins this year, so it's not that big of a deal. But I understand that he didn't get the win. Daniel Suarez started on the pole for this race, led a bunch of laps at the beginning of the race, but then pit stops came up, and he came onto pit road as the leader, but everybody else took either no tires or 2 tires. Most took 2. Daniel Suarez took 4. Suarez, and that kind of just destroyed Suarez's night. He lost a lot of track position. Tires didn't matter that much, so he kind of got stuck back there. And he battled back up to a top 10, so that's good. He blew a tire, had a speeding penalty, but at least he got an 8th place finish. Not bad, but now he's below the cut. Well, he's still below the cut line. I believe he's like minus 5 or 6 points. 18th in points, Daniel Suarez is. Ryan Newman gets 9th. Ryan Newman started in the back for this race, drove back up to 9th, a top 10 finish, finished in the top 5 last week at Daytona. That's really good. He's still below the cut line, minus 2 right now, minus Erik Jones. 2 points from Erik Jones, but still a solid run. Roush Fenway Racing is a lot better than they were last year. I think that's part of that is because they shut down their Xfinity Series team. And bringing in Ryan Newman and having Kenseth last year. Chris Buescher gets 10th. Chris Buescher struggled pretty much all day, but they played the strategy, got to a top 10 finish. That's really good for Chris Buescher and that small team. Really good. I believe it's his 4th top 10 finish of the year, which is it's great for that team, Chris Buescher. Paul Menard gets 11th. Paul Menard, he was in the top 10 all day. Really consistent day for Paul Menard, and that's good. Paul Menard needs that, especially in his point situation. He basically is pretty much in a must-win by now. And yesterday or the day before, it was revealed that he has a contract for Wood Brothers next year for 2020, so he'll be with the Wood Brothers next year full-time. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is 12th. Ricky Stenhouse got them 3 wide on a restart. It was completely crazy. He just parted the seas, and he gets 12th. Not a bad finish, but he's really aggressive, and a little too aggressive most of the time. Ryan Blaney gets a 13th place finish. He had a problem, got like a lap down. I think he got 2 laps down, but then finally worked his way back up onto the lead lap. Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty bad day for Blaney considering, Team Penske. But, I mean, to get a 13th place finish isn't the worst thing that could happen. Aric Almirola gets 14th. Aric Almirola started second in this race. Had a strong day, but ultimately finishes 14th. Chase Elliott gets 15th. I'm happy he got a top 15 because he had so many problems. He blew a tire really early in the race, went 1 lap down, got the lap back, and he was just stuck back there all day. And then, like on the last lap, he stripped the wall a little more, probably lost a couple of positions, and yeah, he gets 15th. So not too bad of a finish, but it was a bad day. That's terrible. So many bad races in a row for Chase Elliott. Hopefully, he can get luck going back on his side for the rest of the season. Matt DiBenedetto gets 16th, a really quiet day, but top 20 for Levine Family Racing. Not too bad. Alex Bowman, 17th. Alex Bowman got in the top 5, top 10 for a while, mostly because of pit strategy, but 17th, not a good finish at all. But I mean, he got up to the top 5, so not a terrible day. Same with William Byron. William Byron got just inside the top 10, and then he got inside the top 5, running second. But Clint Boyer kind of played games on the restart when Boyer and Byron were on the front row. Byron got a penalty that sent him back, and he finishes 18th. He was going to have a really good finish if that didn't happen. Boyer kind of played games, kind of just let Byron kind of go before the restart zone. Martin Truex Jr. finishes 19th. Won the last 2 races here, last 2 years, and won all of the stages these last 2 years, but struggled all day and gets 19th. That's a bad day for Martin Truex Jr. Brad Keselowski had a pretty bad day as well. Got lapped for a while, and I mean, he gets 20th. He's locked in the playoffs. Same with Truex. So, they could afford races like this when some other drivers, like Newman, Jones, Suarez, Jimmy Johnson, people like that cannot. Ryan Preece, 21st. Kevin Harvick, 22nd. Kevin Harvick got a pit penalty, and that kind of sent him back to 22nd place is where he finishes, and he struggled all night, even besides the penalty. So, yeah, 22nd place finish for Kevin Harvick. Bubba Wallace, 23rd. Bubba Wallace spun pretty late in the race. I think he cut a tire down and gets 23rd, but he got in the top 10 because of pit strategy, but he was running around 23rd all day anyways, even after he spun. Daniel Hemrick, 24th. Daniel Hemrick had a great day going at the beginning of the race, but he got a penalty for equipment leaving the box. The jack left the box under the car, and also Denny Hamlin also got a penalty, I believe, because of a uncontrolled tire around at the same time that happened. Hamlin was able to get back to a top 5, but Hemrick, while running in the top 10, while that happened, gets 24th. Michael McDowell, 25th. Ty Dillon, 26th. Matt Tifft, 27th. Corey LaJoie, 28th. David Reagan, 29th. Jimmy Johnson, 30th. Jimmy Johnson had a terrible day. He struggled pretty much all day long and spun and hit the wall pretty late in the race, and that kind of finished him off. Jimmy Johnson, old 7-time, gets 30th. Ross Chastain, 31st for Premium Motorsports. Landon Castle, 32nd. Bailey Curry, 33rd. Quinn Howe, 34th. Austin Dillon, 35th. Austin Dillon, he was slow on the track, and I mean, he had a good day. Starting the race off, he was in the top 10. He was 6th for a while, but yeah, he had a problem, and that sent him back to 35th. But he didn't get a DNF, but BJ McLeod finishes last, and the only driver with a DNF in 36th position. So bad day for Austin Dillon and his point situation of getting inside the playoffs. As always, thank you so much for watching. And Kurt Busch gets his first win of the year, his first win with Chip Ganassi Racing, and I really hope you guys enjoyed. You could catch me next time. Bye.